Hello everyone. This is Dominika and welcome to this new episode of the Expat Career and Lifestyle podcast. And today I am sharing with you a recording of an interview which I did a few weeks ago with my friend and author Joanna Pilatowicz. In this interview, we are speaking about challenges of fulfilling your passions abroad, how you can build your confidence, and how self-doubt can impact your life abroad, how you can connect with your intuition, and also about Joanna's new book, The Oracle. Listen to this interview and share your thoughts with us. Hello everyone and welcome to this interview. This is Dominika Miernik, your host, and today with me I have a very special guest, Joanna Pilatowicz. Joanna is an author, dancer, art painter, and she has recently published a new book, The Oracle, and today with Joanna we are going to explore her new book, her challenges, and also the challenges of the main character when it comes to fulfilling passions abroad. So welcome, Joanna. Welcome back. It's nice to have you back again here with us.
Welcome. Yes, thank you actually for welcoming me back. And I also wanted to welcome you back because we have the conversation more often. So it's fantastic. Thank you for inviting me this time. And welcome everyone to the great show of Dominika. Yes, so we're gonna talk about.
We are going to talk about your new book. So congratulations! This is your what number it is? It is the second book of the series of this.
This is the second. Yes, the second. The Oracle is the title of the series. There is 9 books in the series. And this is the second one. It is created, inspired by my personal experiences abroad, and of course, imagination. I have pretty wild imagination connected with dreams. So it's for the different people. Everyone, I hope, can find something in it for themselves. But we're supposed to talk about the main character, Jasmin, because she is actually anti-hero in this story. She's not someone who is easily achieving success. So I'm talking more about someone who has to face own shadow in order to go through life. And so I'm throwing every possible challenge on that character, Jasmin, who wants better life. She's trying to move abroad to the Netherlands, and nothing works as she planned or as she thought she was prepared to have a better life.
Yes, because she's also trying to fulfill her passions like dancing, painting, and she is struggling to finding the path and also having an income while doing those and fulfilling those passions. So those are those can be like common challenges that every person who is moving abroad, who is trying to find a dream job or at the same time trying to feel fulfillment and satisfaction can face. So when I was reading the book, actually, I could identify with many challenges that Jasmin had, because I am also from Poland and I moved abroad, so there is a similar path. But what was a big surprise for me, that she was failing, she was coming back home, Poland, and then she was trying again. So I thought about her like a hero, and you are saying that she's anti-hero, that she's not.
That's great that you're actually saying that, because when I was writing that book, I was thinking about, oh my God, everyone is talking about heroes, and here I am portraying this character, and she is just a master of failing. That's what she actually is doing. And yes, some of it is my own personal experiences there. But you know, I threw at her all this collective what people are actually dealing with. It's very collective, because a lot of people are trying to immigrate. A lot of people are trying to have a better life, and they also have ideas, dreams to fulfill that are not, that a lot of times artistic. It's difficult for expats. So slightly maybe, you know, easier, because you also have to adjust in a new culture, but you're making money. But for artists, this is the whole another story. And when you're facing so many challenges and you are burned out by them, then you also probably eventually, if not before, if you didn't have a tendency, you may start to suffer from some sort of post-traumatic disorder, depression, in anything that it's that you know you are going to suffer, because everything is psychosomatic.
Mm-hmm.
So big part of that book is also Jasmin suffering through sort of depression. I never put diagnosis, open diagnosis in my books, because I don't want people to focus on, you know, mental health or issues, mental issues. I rather would like to be an ambassador for understanding. So it's important for me, and that actually makes me happy, because some of the readers who are letting me know how they perceive that, if someone suffers really, like for real, from depression, then this book is a bridge for understanding yourself, and also for maybe someone who has someone in family that doesn't fit in. Maybe it's called black sheep of the family, or someone who is different, and nobody tries even to understand that person. I say, why don't she or he just take up any job, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I hope to bring this understanding to not only those who suffer from something, or, you know, they need to raise their consciousness, but also to those in the environment who are sometimes trying to help, but they are helpless because they don't understand the world of what's happening within that particular person. And to Jasmin, I throw even more, because she has those challenges, right, living abroad. Then she has those modes, those feelings that are maybe depressive mode, or being put down by what's happening, so she suffers. And then she's someone who's perceiving the world as, you would call it, a psychic person. So she has those vivid dreams, and this is another bridging to understand those, I don't like this word sensitive, but people who are perceiving more, because they are like sensors, you know, the channels of communication with the world. So hearing, seeing, smelling, it's stronger. So I personally know people, actually I don't have that, but personally I know people that they can smell so well that before the smell reaches everybody else, they already perceive it, and they perceive it intensely more. So for me, it can sound like, oh man, you are exaggerating, but they don't exaggerate. They really feel it. So if you have strong visions, or you're perceiving telepathically other people's thoughts, emotions, and you are in the crowd of people, it's really hard to navigate and find out what is the truth and what it's not. Because we have this subconsciousness and consciousness, so we, not on purpose of course, but we tend to hide things. We don't want to show everything. And people who are psychic, they can perceive you better, so they know you are hiding something. They sense it. So they go a little bit, they are getting a little bit confused. They say, oh my God, this is such a friendly person, but then something within them tells them that something is off, but they cannot quite follow that intuition if they don't know that they are psychic, that they're perceiving world through, you know, their senses are like it's like a higher volume, basically. So I threw that all into Jasmin, and I think I was merciless because I also threw at her something that is very common in Polish society, or it was. I think now Poland is changing and Polish people are also in a process of change. So I threw at her lack of confidence. That can basically destroy your life because you are unable to trust your gut feelings. You are unable to follow your intuition. You don't know you have one. So you are like extra confused. Not only you sensing a lot, but you don't know where to go. You don't know if it's the right decision. So you also have the consequence of that is poor decision making. Yeah, I think this is like more or less, that's why it's a kind of anti-hero, because who would like to bear all of that and then try to fulfill dreams abroad as an artist?
Yeah, I think, yeah, the part about self-confidence is important, like having the self-belief that you can make it, that you can fulfill your passions, but also like about feelings and intuition. That so Jasmin, she has all those things, but she's still failing, and she's also like so there are like different paths also, in like 3 paths in the book. Jasmin reality, Jasmin words, Jasmin she's moving abroad. There is another one like from the ancient Egypt, and also another one about creating the mankind. So she's also having those dreams which are like impacting also her reality. So there is this dreams which are shaping. So if you can like explain more about that, like how we can connect with our dreams, and how those dreams that we can have can like shaped our world, or shaped our actions, shaped what we are doing, like shaped our self-belief, like the things that we are saying to ourselves. So what is the connection?
That's a big topic, because we can address that psychologically and spiritually. And I would actually challenge if we do have to believe in ourselves, because Jasmin is actually not believing in herself. She's just, moved by inner force. And regarding her disbelief in herself and that she can make it better, she just keeps going. She just cannot stop. It's like sort of, inner addiction from trying to get something that she probably won't manage anyway, but she cannot stop. So I'm not so sure if it's a self-belief. Now, if you have vivid dreams that you are, I don't know, like in an ancient Egypt, she has a dream that she's a Sarah, and she's very powerful, very strong. She has all sorts of, knowledge and magic and, manipulation in genetics. She's basically master of something. Would you believe it that you are her? If your word in your area, we don't pay attention to dreams, most of us, to such a degree, and we forget them. We push it aside as something unimportant, even though it's 1/3 of our life. And would you believe in something like that? A normal person probably wouldn't. I just had crazy dreams. And in my life, I can relate to that, because how many dreams I had about aliens attacking? Plenty. So she also doesn't believe that. It's just a crazy story that tends to repeat. And when I was working with some of my clients on dreams, there are big dreams that tend to repeat in the different cycles of our life. And these are, in psychology, there are those big dreams, your myth, your personal myth, that if you follow it, you can actually improve your quality of life. So from the psychological point of view, you have enormous material coming directly from your subconsciousness in your dreams. It doesn't have to be as it is in your dreams. So let's say Jasmin, who dreams about Sarah, she is not necessarily dreaming about her past reincarnation. If you are not a spiritual person, you don't have to believe that.
Mm-hmm.
But she's definitely Sarah. She's definitely alter ego of that part of Jasmin that she's lacking within herself. Be
Mm-hmm.
strong, be confident, be powerful, be demanding. So she's a part of her own personality that is pushed away by how she was trained, programmed by the society, you know, to be.
Mm-hmm.
So that's this one level that you can approach it psychologically. You can trace the patterns of your dreams and ask for the connotation. If you work on your dream, do you have any dream? You have an example?
Like mine personal? No, I usually, yeah, I dream, but usually I forgot them. So
yeah.
I do not, maybe like in the morning, I can still remember, but then like through the day, I forgot about them and I don't think about them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can take something from Jasmin experience.
Yes. Okay. So I actually just was mentioning that it's psychologically it is pushing away those parts of your personality that you need to embrace and find it within yourself, so you can integrate better with what you're doing, who you are,
Mm-hmm.
getting more aware where you're going and what you want to do in life. There is another thing also psychological. So if you have a lot of dreams and you don't remember them, but it's like a chaos and it's very surreal, like one scene is changes into another, it's a lot of them, it is possible that your subconsciousness is just recycling. It's a lot of garbage. Mm-hmm. And probably this is like least thing that you would like to remember, and it's even worth to remember some of it because it's just you know your subconsciousness is recycling. And if you really remember something, usually it has a strong impact on you, so you remember the details, the colors. There are different types of dreams, and by saying that, I am probably already entering the spiritual world. So if you do believe in past lives, reincarnation, energy work, your dreaming mode is kind of releasing part of you to another dimension. So you cannot physically go in another dimension, but in a dream you can. Some people claim that they can actually astral travel, whether leaving the body behind and having this astral sort of body. I had this experience myself, but of course I'm going to be careful with claiming that, okay, this is real, because I don't have a scientific proof for that. Mm-hmm. But it's very vivid. It's very strong experience. So basically you see your hands are transparent, nothing like body. They can have colors. And I described that this sort of experience in Oracle. Jasmin was dreaming, and of course she was scared of that, especially when it happens to you for the first time, and you are taking for a journey. In the first book, she was taking for a journey by centaur. Mm-hmm. And this is actually real story because I dreamt that for real, and it is amazing because in a very short time, although you don't know how time flows, but it is different, you're learning so much about planets, about stars, about universe. But then when you wake up, you sort of forget a lot of that because it's just like information given to you very quickly.
That you cannot remember. So there is like a lot of experience in this book, like from reality, like the spiritual part, traveling, and also like looking to fulfill Jasmin dreams. So do you think that you are Jasmin? That you like
I think I was Jasmin once. because I could also relate to her on so many levels. I can also relate to Sarah. With authors, it's like this. When you write about some character, you are becoming that character, almost. You can sense. So I think in the 5th book, there will be dragon. There are some dragons there. And actually to have this vivid experience for the book, when I'm writing that part, I am feeling like I'm really like a dragon. I see my palms, in pose, and it's glittering. It's different. So I'm trying to connect and tap into experience how that creature can feel, how it moves, how it thinks, and it's such a great. It's such a great experience if you consciously go into that. And it's also from psychological point of view, because, for example, if you think you lack some qualities within yourself, so whether you think you are lacking assertiveness or being more fair, or arrogant, sometimes you just need to be arrogant to, deal with certain situations, or that things they don't bother you. Let's say you are going through emotional turmoil and you don't want to feel too much. Then you think the magical creature or a person or someone you admire that can do that, or you think can do that, and you act out this role by your movement, and you ask yourself this question: how this person would move, what would think, what would talk. And this character will start talk to you. So you can create from that point of view. You can create as an author, as an artist, but also you can integrate some qualities that maybe can help you with whatever you are currently working on. So if you are a leader of the group and you need to manage that you maybe are in the phase that you are more vulnerable towards certain matters, then you need to develop some sort of different quality that would help you to manage that. So you create that figure, whether, I don't know what that can be. It can be also a thing. It can be it happened one time that I was very nervous. I was all over the place, and I just was looking at a column that drew my attention, and I said, oh my God, this is such a solid thing, nothing can move it. It's so strong. So I became that column for a while. Like, I felt the quality of it. So it doesn't have to be a person.
So it can be also like a thing.
It can be a thing. You are turning emotionally, let's say, although some shamans say you can shapeshift into that thing. And you can feel the quality of it. And then the next step, if you work psychologically with it, could be to ask yourself, how can I bring that quality to my life? So if you're standing straight, you are gonna talk from a different position, as if you are like need to hug, and your voice will be softer like mine now. But if you wanna manage somebody, you're gonna give orders, right?
Yeah, so you can like identify with those
everyone probably.
Yeah. So people, I think that like everyone who is going like through international transition, moving abroad, can also identify with maybe not with all the aspects, because everyone has like a different story, a different experience, but with some aspects of Jasmin experience of moving and having this international life full of challenges and surprises. Because this is the second book, but there will be like the third one, and you said like
so nice. Clinton 9, yes.
Yeah, because the second one, the end of the second one is like Jasmin in the middle. She doesn't know if she's going to be back to Poland once again, or if she will stay in the Netherlands, or maybe she will move to another country. So we don't know exactly what's going to happen.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did? Yes. Go on.
I just was mentioning that the second book is very, in a sense, very drastic, because a lot of things happening. And if you're going through the period of time when things are not clear and you have so many challenges, that a lot of signs are telling you, okay, give up, really give up, because if you keep going, you're probably going to die. So that's the hardest, I think. So I'm showing this, what I'm hoping actually to show how the process it's really looking like, because you cannot, I mean, some people can. I'm a slow learner, and I know that a lot of people, they do learn slower. But once they learn, they keep the experience forever. They are truly changed. So most of the processes in life are going gradually. You need to adjust. Personality won't change. You know, you cannot just switch to be someone else. But you are attempting to, and then you're failing, then you're attempting again. So I hope it's gonna let know people that the importance of keep going, even if you're giving up, that's okay too. And also there is some sort of a wisdom in giving up, letting it go and giving it up, and see what the environment, how it can flow among in the environment. That is also a lesson to lose the control. And Jasmin couldn't do it. She absolutely wanted to control her situation, because, and that's also a lot of people, because we need to control our situation in order to feel safe.
Yeah, so this
that's
was,
so adventurous that, you know, they are feeling secure with not knowing if they're gonna have a place to sleep at night. I know there are some people. I'm not like that. I would be freaking out if I am with my backpack walking in the jungle and say, okay, I don't know, will I sleep? Have a safe place or not? But there are people like that. They are more courageous, more adventurous, and Jasmin was never like that. She's actually opposite of it. She's full of fear. She needs her security in order to function.
Yeah, but she's like still moving, still trying, and still looking to find her direction and to fulfill her passion. So she's not like giving. It seems that she's giving up, but she's not giving up. She's still.
Yeah. That is an interesting part, because this trait within her, that's the only trait that actually would make her a hero, because that's what heroes do. They never give up. Anything else is failure, but that one I can give that. That's a trait of a hero, truly. It's interesting, because what is actually that force that keeps us moving forward regarding our circumstances? Regarding and this I'm not going to answer to that question, of course. I will leave that to the readers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so how did you, before we like wrap up this interview, so because you this second book is written in 2 languages, in Polish and in English.
Yeah.
How did you find that? How did you manage like writing? Did you notice like any difference writing in Polish and writing in English? How was it for you?
Okay, it was drastic. I can tell you this. So I wrote 9 books in Polish, and I was looking for a publisher in Poland, and I didn't succeed. So I thought it will be very funny if I translate that book and I find a publisher somewhere abroad in English, any English-speaking country. And that is exactly what happened. And when I managed to translate my first book, I thought that, okay, I require a lot of edition, a lot of learning, mastering my English, and this part is still in progress. But my first translation was terrible, really terrible. I couldn't understand myself. And so I started to rewrite the English book. So they are slightly different from the original. So if someone is Polish and reads English books, and if he's going to read the both, they can say that because before I published my first unofficial copy of a Polish book was already spread among my friends. It was totally not edited. And once they read that, and then later some of them, they bought English book, they told me they prefer Polish because even if it's not edited, because they can relate to what I'm saying. And English, they say, Joanna, you didn't do such a good job of translation. No. So I can understand that, of course. So I put it as my goal to make it decent. First of all, if I cannot make it perfect, let me make it decent with the second book, and really make sure that when I'm reading my own book, I understand what I want to say. And my editors, they had a problem with my first book, and I think that they did enormously great job, because when I read it, I did not say, oh my God, I really hope you guys can help me, because I'm helpless in it. And they did. So they did the best, and I think they really understood what I wanted to portray. So there is slight difference now. I'm getting, adjusted. I'm adjusting the languages. There are those slight differences. I am starting to also having my style in English language. So I'm expressing myself differently than I would express myself in Polish. But because I'm Polish and I started to write, I think that's always going to be my easy way of expressing myself. So I also am publishing those books in Polish language. The second book is published in Polish, but because of the difficulties with Polish publishers, with different technical problems, I currently publish it on Apple Books. There is an Apple and Kobo, so there is a list of links where people can find it and download it as an ebook. I still hope that this book, second book in Polish language, will come out soon. We work on it, and we try to fix those technical problems, so we'll see how it's gonna go. Yeah.
Wonderful. So congratulations once again on this second book, and also on writing in both languages. I can only imagine how difficult and how challenging it is. So if you can tell us, so I will put all the links with the show notes, but where can we find your book exactly? On which platforms? And I will put all the links. So you will send me the links, and I will put them with them.
That would be very kind. Thank you for that. First of all, people just by typing my name, they can always find me on Amazon and Goodreads, and I'm there most of the times. Because I have now international distributor, then I think there were too many links to post it, but definitely Kobo, Apple, Tolino, European distributor. There is a lot that Barnes and Nobles. So there is a lot of links that people can still access my book. But the huge, of course, the biggest what I'm seeing from the sales right now, it's Amazon. I think that Amazon became so popular that it's quite enough.
And you have also a website. So what is your website? What is the name of the website?
Yeah, my website is ifnotdance.com.
Great, fantastic.
So of course it was previously about dance because I'm a dance teacher and dancer. So, but then I switched. I started to paint and do all these other things. So If Not Dance was the idea of my friend, and I did. I say, let me follow that.
It was a great idea.
So
Great. Great, Joanna. So thank you very much again for being with us today. And I am looking forward to reading the third part of the Oracle. Go and check the Oracle number 2 and Oracle number 1 if you haven't read it yet. And share with us your thoughts, your questions, your own experience about living abroad, international life, and also fulfilling and finding your passions. Share in the comments, and I will be back with another fantastic guest. So thank you very much, Joanna. It was a pleasure to have you again.
Thank you. Pleasure to share. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye.